Hey there. How's everyone doing today?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good. So we are missing our cohort in crime, Christopher, from Seriously Star Wars. He's over at the Edmonton Expo. So hopefully he has some good finds and some good stories to come back with. So what's
I
going
hope
on with
so.
you, Max? Anything cool?
Not much, honestly. Just been kind of chilling. Chris sent some pictures, so it looks like he's having a good time. It looks like,
Good.
he got to meet D, I think Wedge too, so
Nice.
that's pretty cool. But yeah, nothing crazy on my end. I did pick up two of the Phantom Menace pops though.
Oh, what you get? What ones you get?
So I picked up the Anakin and then the Queen and her throne. Yeah.
I got the Queen on the Throne myself. I was very excited about.
Yeah.
I actually even got my backdrop from Cardboard Galaxies. So I assembled the Theed Throne Room one already. It looks cool, and she's sitting in it, and I'm like, very excited. I think that video drops next week, but I really like that. Um, and I did get the diamond glitter Ahsoka arrived from
Yes, you
Ozzy's,
did.
which I don't know what it is. I really just love how that turned out. That video is going to be coming out next week, I believe, too. I was just blown away by the sheer. And again, I don't like the diamond glitter usually. I never collected the Grogu or the
Yeah.
R2 or any of the Valentines, but this one was. I don't know why I had to have this one. I had to have it, but I'm glad I do because it does look really nice. But having taken it out and looking at it and everything, I really liked it. But I immediately put it back in the box and the case, the hard case over it, because I think that's one I'm going to save to get signed. If I have the opportunity to meet Ashley Eckstein, that's 100% getting signed. That's the one. That's the
I
one.
think that's, like, the perfect one, though, because it's literally the her universe Ahsoka, like, it doesn't get any more Ashley Eckstein than that,
Correct.
so I think
Correct.
that's, like, perfect.
Like originally, I was like, oh, maybe I'd have her sign my like really cool kind of like off-white gray Sokotano hoodie. But I just love it so much. I don't want to ruin it with a signature
Yeah,
or anything, like because I
and
wear
you
it
wouldn't
so
be able
much.
to, like, wear it and stuff, you'd have to keep it in pristine condition, you know?
Yes, yes, and that happened a long time ago, when I went to the Late Show, with my parents to go see Dave Letterman, and we came out and we went to Rock America, and I actually saw, Mujibur and Sergio. They signed my sweatshirt, and I think I washed it, like, twice because I was so worried it would come off, and then I never wore it again, and it was really, I bought it, like, triple X large, so it's, like, really big, and cozy, but I never really got to wear it because of the signature, and I don't wanna do that to my Ahsoka hoodie. That because it was one of those, Ashley Eckstein designs and stuff like that, and I don't even think it was in her universe line. I think it was like a specialty thing that she did, but I really love it. The design is gorgeous. It's just a and what's funny is if it didn't say the Star Wars and the reflector kind of tape kind of
Mhm.
stuff on the back, no one knows what it is unless you're a Star Wars fan. You would see the fulcrum kind of
Yep, the logo.
design in it. Yeah, and it's just broken up in a way that you got to be in the know. Everyone's just like, that's a cool sweatshirt. And oh, it's Star Wars. That makes sense because that waffling, in it. I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was pretty excited for that. But I do believe with my Queen Amidala on the throne, I had canceled it from Entertainment Earth like the day of. And the other
Mhm.
day, for some reason, I think I still saw it in my cart or whatnot in the pre-order thing. So I again canceled it yet a second time. Yesterday, I got a notice it was shipping. So I'm scratching my head, going, "Did someone not pay attention when the order's been like I canceled that days
Yeah.
before you're shipping." So I don't know what's going on. I got to check that out on my end, but I hope
Interesting.
because I don't want to get stuck with a second one.
Yeah, and they're big. The deluxe pops, they kill me, but
Yeah, if anything, if I end up getting it, I'll probably do a giveaway for it or something.
yeah,
Just
that would be really cool. That
it's
would be
going to cost
cool.
me as much to ship it back to them for any
Yeah.
credit or anything else. So if they end up shipping it, which I hope they don't, but if they do, it's probably going to be a giveaway.
Okay, well, you guys heard it here first, and we do have some people in the chat. We
Oh, let's
got
take a look.
Mr. Rolando. How you doing?
Hey, Rolando.
Times 3. And we got the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, JBiv Art. Thank you for using the
Hey, what's going
concept in the
on?
thumbnail. We thought it was perfect because we're going to get to it here in a second. But in some pop news, there was an alleged 2-pack that is rumored to be coming soon. And I thought that your thumbnail or Chris thought it was perfect. And we threw it in the thumbnail. And it's great. I hope Funko lives up to your concepts because they're just so amazing.
They sure are. I hope that one of these days they literally source some of the people that we see like Jay Bivart to work for them or something, or
Yep.
commission them. I don't know. Buy their idea if you have to. I don't care
Literally.
because
I
I
mean,
think
they'd be missing out, you know?
yeah, there's some great concepts that we've seen. These guys do, and just cranking out like all those Ahsoka ones, or for instance,
Yes.
that's just scratching the surface of all these concepts we've seen from artists like Jay Bivart and others. But I don't know why we haven't gone that route. So we'll see.
I don't know. I don't know. And we also got Niels in the chat. Hi there.
Hey,
Hello there. JBiv says much appreciated as always. No, keep up the great work. We love
yeah,
seeing it. It literally makes me smile every time. So it's
it's
exciting.
inspiring to see. It
It
really is.
is. It gives me hope, but I wish Funko would do stuff like that, but hey, who knows? And we got Peak Obi-Wan. Hi, Patrick and Lex. Toy Temple just sent me an email saying Ezra is shipping soon. That is
Ooh.
interesting because I was wondering the same thing. I keep seeing posts like surface, and I pre-ordered it a long time ago. Like I think it was like the day that it was announced I
Yeah,
pre-ordered it, and I haven't gotten a single email since.
nothing. I'm radio silent on that too. So it's
So,
funny because I find out more from Instagram about
yeah.
shipping updates from watching others. So I'm hoping it ships soon. I don't know what the delay would be at this point.
I mean, I really hope so. I ordered it when did I order it? Let me see.
It's got to
February
be over a month
14th.
ago.
February. So more 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. Oh,
Pod
look who
Racing
we
Pops.
have here.
Hello
Pod
there.
Racing Palps. What's up, dog? How you doing? Anyone have any new pickups that they got this week? Anything they want to share? Let us
Yeah. What's going
know.
on to you guys? We talk
Is
enough on the show about what we picked up. What you got? Put some comments about what you guys picked up
yeah.
this week.
There's lots of good stuff. We got some good news, and I think we'll jump into the pop report then.
All right.
Boom, boom, boom.
No need to report that to him until we have something to report.
So first up, we have the Zeb Aurelius exclusive to The Mandalorian, which I think a lot of us were scratching our heads about when we didn't get one. So
Correct.
here we go. I don't know. Would you think that this rumor is going to come true, or
I don't know.
yeah.
It just seems out of left field, and it's so late after the wave.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't know if this was a production backup or something. There's something happening, and they were pushing another IP line through, and they had to stop the production. I don't know, but to have Zeb this late, it's kind of odd. Do we want him? Hell yeah, we want Zeb in the blue kind of pilot outfit. Be dope. So
Yeah.
I would hope we get that. If we do, damn well it's going to be on most of us collectors' hit list for sure. So
Oh yeah.
I know I'm going to want it. I know you'll want it. Chris is who wouldn't want this one? So
I would love to have it. I mean, he was only really in it for like max a minute, 30 seconds possibly, but I think any Rebels type, which seems to be the theme, is they're bringing back a lot of the Rebels characters in like a different light. So, I mean, it would be cool to get another Zeb, but I find it interesting that a lot of these rumors and stuff that are surfacing lately seem to be very after the fact. Like
yeah,
Mando came out forever ago. I mean, it's been a while since the Ahsoka series now, and we just got the announcement, I think it was like a couple weeks ago, about the 4 pops that are coming soon. So like, oh, well, maybe we should have, just give it to us from the get-go,
yeah. Again, I don't know what the boardroom meeting is when they're talking about, okay, we have a series and we've got, a line that we're going to produce, and let's talk about the characters and what ones. I would love to be a fly on the wall to see what that discussion's like, how they, discuss what's character is going to get made. what iconic moment, because typically they do like I always say, it's like they're not always movie moments where they're the 2-pack kind of scene, but we've been getting 2-packs lately through GameStop that have kind of like, if they kind of go as a pack, because they're opposing one another. And I don't know, but I would hope that we get something to that extent. I think everybody wants it. It's something that we've all been talking about. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, fingers crossed. And then the one that we were kind of referring to with the thumbnail is this rumor of a Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul 2-pack. So I don't know, is it going to be kind of, what we're getting for the Clone Wars, like them posing together but separate pops? Or
Yeah.
would it be kind of like I think it would have said movie moment or something if it was going to be posed together, but I don't know. I think that would be cool. So I guess that means that's not the end of the Phantom Menace wave then.
I'm hoping not, because I still would like to see a battle droid. Like I've already said, I did just get a battle droid. I have one still with, I think, my Target pre-order with the retro series. But if I pick, and I didn't pick another one up when I was in the wild, because I wanted someone else who's out there in the wild collecting to be able to get their hands on one and feel the same excitement I did when I the gasp and saw them. Like, I want them to have that experience too, because that's the fun of collecting, especially in the wild. So, but I will be getting another one, and I'm going to paint it up like that guy we saw, we talked about last week. Painted one to look like the Commander battle droid with the yellow circle and the yellow and the accents. If they don't do that, which, take my money, that's an easy kill. They should do that. And they could also do that kind of brownish, bronzy looking one too that we got from Attack of the Clones. So now that we got that, we could. And if they do that, they should actually do it with a head swap with 3PO and the droid. Just for the fun of it. That would be fun.
Yep.
But I hope that we do get more. The fact that they're doing this is one that I think we've all been saying, because they released the celebration one of Maul in the desert fighting years ago. And I think we've been all waiting for a Qui-Gon in that poncho from Tatooine.
Yes.
And to have him just kind of standing there like he's walking around Tatooine. This is the moment. This is that iconic moment that everybody wants to see. And it was the first lightsaber battle of that episode, of the prequels. So yeah, we want to see this as a 2-pack, whether it's a movie moment. I wouldn't be disappointed if it is. I know they're usually a little bigger, more rectangular in its, shape and everything and size. But I think if they're worried about size and collectors feeling that you're paying too much, I think the 2-pack that we've been seeing from GameStop would be a great solution to that, getting them both in there. So I'd love to see this. I hope it. And I'll be honest, this guy's been pretty good with his predictions or hints or whatever he's got, his inside track. He's been pretty solid with his calls all out. So I'd like to see this one.
Sometimes they take a while to come to fruition, but I think for the most part, a lot of their posts do hold weight. Not like some of the other ones that I've seen. Most of the time, what they post is going to, it seems like it is going to come true. Just, is it coming true in the near future or like a few months down the road? You never know. So it's definitely interesting. And then we've got, where's our Night Sister 3-pack? Yeah, I don't know. That's a missed opportunity too. Give me like a Mother Talzin. Come on.
And that's funny that he mentions that, because I literally just watched the General Grievous going after all the Night Sisters, and then rewatched the first couple episodes of Ahsoka. And I now just kind of having done that, and it's funny, Peak Obi-Wan, you're saying this because I really think when we come to season 2, we are raising the witches. The witches are coming to life. I think that's what's in those caskets. I really do.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
Yeah. We've got, I'm bummed it's going to be a 2-pack. You're going to give me that big box. Might as well go all out. Honestly, I totally agree, because you're still paying a hefty price for the 2-pack, which I don't think is much more than what you would pay for a movie moment.
Individual?
You know, I mean, yes, it might take up a little less space than having like the full base, but I don't know. I'm here for the movie moment. Sometimes I like would prefer that. Like, I mean, you're paying what, like 3, 4 extra dollars for it versus like the GameStop 2 packs.
Yeah,
You know,
you're probably right on that. I mean, I love my movie moments, the few that I have, and there's still quite a few that I want to get, you know. But yeah,
I
that
mean,
would be great.
yeah, I love the movie moments. I'm definitely a big fan of it. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like the 2 packs. They are really great. Keep them coming. But I feel like we haven't really had a movie moment in a long
No,
time. I mean, I
if
think
they
we had
do
the
this,
last one was Mando, like where he's walking, or maybe the Grogu with the, was it, what is the name of that big thing?
you're referencing, Lex?
Yeah, the Entertainment Earth, and it's got the Star Wars on the backside. Yeah, that one.
That
But there's
one?
another
Oh,
one
and
where
Grogu and the
Grogu's
Rancor.
the Rancor, yes. I
The
think that was
Grogu and
really like the last show moment we've gotten. We haven't gotten one in a very long time, it seems.
No, the only closest thing I think we've gotten in recent was when we did the Darth Vader, Darth Vader and Luke fighting for Return of the
Mhm.
Jedi.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
And that really,
It's
I
been a
don't think they
while.
consider that a movie moment, but I did. Like, and then they sold the Emperor separately through Hot Topic, which you can pop them on there. I think that looks great. That really looks great. But yeah, we haven't had some in a while. One of my favorite movie moments was from Smuggler's Bounty, where Luke goes into the cave. So you get the Vader mask exploded, and you
Yeah.
see Luke's face in it, and he's looking at it with his lightsaber. I don't know why that one just draws me in, but I think it's because that seeing that as a kid in the movie, and it just that deepened the lore for me. This wasn't just entertainment. There's something more to this. It wasn't just laser swords and blasters and cool spaceships. There was something deeper. And I think that's why that movie moment calls to me. It really does. It feels like the force calls to me when I see that one on my shelves, man.
Yeah, it's a cool one for sure. And then the last real news, this one surfaced today, I guess, with the announcement, I think at C2E2 is the convention, but a bitty pop of Han Solo and then one of him in the Millennium Falcon. I think
Hmm.
it's kind of cool.
Now, does he go into the Falcon or is he separate?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you put him inside of it? I didn't even
That's what
think
I was
about that.
wondering. That's what I was wondering. Um,
Hmm.
it's interesting. Now, I'm kind of curious why they're going this route. And all like, and I know you and I were talking, and we're gonna probably segue into this shortly. But I think by doing things like this, I think we're starting to see a lot of other brands kind of stepping into the arena to compete with, right? So, for instance, we have like the Bounty Collection by Hasbro, those kind of little acrylic, they're
Yep.
mostly Grogu or Droid,
Mhm.
Um, but we're starting to see kind of those kind of filter in a lot more, and they kind of take away from those little minis. You and I were talking, and we'll probably talk a little more about Hot Toys kind of stepping into the arena a little bit more, and not just a little bit. Let's just put
A lot
they're
of it.
stumping a mud hole in this area of collectibles. And anyone that knows Hot Toys knows that they've got a great product, a lot more detail, slightly pricier, but for good reason. So, but I don't know. I didn't get the Mando series of Bitty Pops. I don't know why. I just didn't really jump on them. I think it's because they're so I like them because they are little and this and that, but I have them in a place because sometimes just kind of walking by and hitting something like the little acrylic stands will fall and then they'll pop out.
Yep.
But this is kind of cool. This I think is just kind of interactive a little bit if you can take them in and out. It'd be cool. It'd be
I didn't
cool.
even yeah, I almost thought they were, like, 2 separate, but it also doesn't look like he has that clear base. I mean, maybe it's just the rendering of it, but they all stand on that clear base, so maybe you are able to put them in. I think it's interesting that they're going that route because, yes, that it is, does seem like it is a bitty pop of the Falcon, which I kind of like because I don't have either of the big ones. Like, they're just so big. I know that they were going for super cheap at one point on Amazon,
Oh,
but
the Lando one was going for
yeah,
like $15,
looks
and
and I
still you
was
find
like,
it $70 at some places. So
yep, but it's just so big, so this is almost kind of, like, cool that it'll be smaller, and that I could kind of just have it because the
Get
other
in
one
your
is
head.
so massive. But I
Yeah.
don't know, like, is this the route that they're gonna go down? Because then you're just gonna have all these little ships and stuff all over the place then, you know? So I don't know.
Who know? I honestly, who knows? I mean, I think it'd be fun, because I do have. I think is it here in the other room? I don't know where I put it, but I do have one of those little. I think Matchbox makes them or Hot Wheels, but it's a small die cast Millennium Falcon. It has a little clear acrylic to kind of hold it up. I had, and what's weird is I had one. It might have been prequel era or older that somehow I got, and then one of my coworkers had picked me up the newer version of it, and I was like, oh, cool. So I still had both of them. It was just neat, and those are kind of cool little I think I even have the Razor Crest in that scale. They're just cool. But to have the bitty pop, because and have that kind of pop look to it, yeah, I'm pumped for that. That'd be cool. I like this idea of how Han sits in it as opposed to the cockpit being open, you know?
Yeah,
I do like
I kinda
that.
like
I
that.
think that's cool. This might even allow you to put Chewbacca in there,
Yeah,
right? If you have
maybe.
Chewbacca now, you could put him in there. But I find this a really key thing because have you gone out toy hunting lately and seen Doorables?
Yes, I have. That
So
seems to be the big thing lately.
yeah, so I think the Doorables is kind of going after Funko in their own and the Bounty collection, right? They're kind of like
Yeah,
stepping into that arena to kind of, hey, let me get my foot in here. Um, and this would probably be Funko's kind of answer back because Doorables now has expanded to do like this vehicle series or wave. So that's why I think they've kind of stepped their game up in this, but who knows? It'd be cool to see. I still waiting for the Death Star stand that they supposedly were coming up with.
yes,
I
me
have not
too.
seen that, and I've gone. I just was at my collector, my toy vault the other day, and a couple other stores. You know, it's kind of nice because I feel it's the one place to try to do all your Funko hunting. But I bebop through all of them. No one's got it, and so I
Yeah.
don't know where. I didn't see it on Funko's site. Where's this coming from? When are we going to see that out?
I don't know, but I'm definitely looking for it because I think it'd be cool to kinda have a little shelf for it. Because right now they're just sitting in the acrylic, which I like that it came with the acrylic case,
Mhm.
but it just feels like
Eh,
I don't know, it just
yeah,
doesn't feel yeah, it's like, you know, and then they
yeah.
fall out, it's not like there's, like, a lip or anything to keep them in there, so they're almost like
No, that's
pointless pieces,
yeah, I
you
would
know?
like if they had a lip, that would be a little bit nicer
That
because it would
would
keep them
yeah,
just a little bit, nicer, but I do like them. Like I said, it's to me, I just kinda had them out of sight, out of mind. Because when I had them on my desk, it was just getting knocked down all the time.
yep,
It moving stuff, the, mere shake of it, you know? So, I moved them, put them on my window ledge, just so they're out of not say out of sight, but just out of harm's way, maybe?
yeah, out of harm's way,
Yeah, you know? Um
yeah.
But yeah, very excited. Did you want to talk about what kind of how we were talking about segueing into, other people stepping into this collection arena and giving Funko a run for the money?
Yes, I would. So this surfaced on Hot Toys Instagram. There's actually this one and another one, but it seems like there are a bunch others. But these are the Cos Baby bobblehead collectible sets. Or they have
Mhm.
individual ones too, but I don't know, man. The base looks very similar to the Funko base. They look a lot more detailed than Funkos, and it seems like they are giving us characters that we have been asking for that Funko has yet to give us,
100%, Lex.
you
100%.
know?
Like what I found weird about this is just something I thought was weird. Hot Toys just announced there was a 1/12 or 1/6 scale versions of these two droids.
Yes.
My favorite murder droids here, besides Chopper, which I thought was cool because I liked how they had the BT-1 with the blaster and all the rocket things
Mhm.
and all those things you can add to them. Then to see this released, my head spun and I'm like, do they know something are we going to see these guys in something live action or something new coming out lately?
Mm.
That would be fun. It just seems so odd because they're so in the lore of just the graphic novels that we to then see them thrust to the front to have Hot Toys do both this line and the other line. I'm not complaining because they are cool. A lot of collectors and fans would love them. But to the most normal, everyday average Joe that doesn't really follow Star Wars, they're kind of scratching their head like, who are these guys? You know, but they just look great. They look great.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I'll come clean. I was on the Sithcast podcast. I had no idea who these characters were. And then PJ was like, no, like in the comics and stuff, like there is such like um I guess like a following for these two droids because they're basically the evil versions, from what I understand, the evil versions of R2D2 and C3PO.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
was like, oh wow, like I had no idea. But it is interesting that, characters from comics and books and stuff that I guess aren't known to the everyday, I guess common viewer of Star Wars that they're doing characters like these. But I
Yeah,
think
like a
it's
casual
awesome
viewer wouldn't know who these
because it's
guys were.
different, you
Yeah,
know? Like
I
it opens
love
the door for a lot of stuff.
they're just great. I mean, even the finish on those, just like in the detail, that's the thing that gets me. So if you go to, I think Hot Toys Instagram, like you were saying, and you look at the detail in these are light years better than what we've been getting. So it's kind of interesting. It really is kind of interesting.
Yeah, and then I don't know if this is the official website, but these are some of the images that they had up of it. But the one thing I will say is for being around Funko Pop size, they have a pretty hefty price tag.
Yeah, yeah, $75 for a 2-pack. Come on, that shouldn't be more than 30, 35 tops, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
it is Hot Toys. They do command a little bit more. Yeah, here you go. These little things, I love those holograms.
Yeah, these look like
Like
I mean,
if I couldn't get them all, I wouldn't mind just having a few of them because I could see using them in an image, you know? Just
do they actually yeah, they light up. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
but they light up from the look at that. Look at that. Take my
See,
take my money. Come on. Look at that.
Luke and Grogu, like, oh.
And see exactly how they're that's like when I look at it, I'm like, well, that's what I would do if I would pose them up and make them look like they're interacting with the Funko or something. This is perfect. This is perfect. But I see them expanding their series of what their offerings are to kind of meld with all of them. Because I mean, that's kind of how I got into the bounty collection, is because I saw that damn Loath cat and I was like, I gotta have that in the image of my Funko Pop. Like, and then once I got that, because I wasn't all like a lot of people. I think Grogu, as much as I love him, I don't want it to be overdone. And they were kind of like Grogu, showed them, cramming them down our throat. And so I really kind of stayed away from the bounty collection because it was very Grogu centric. But I do like them. It's not, I just don't want everything to be Grogu. But if Chris had sent me an image where they're doing the series 8 of those,
Yep.
and my favorite of them is they've got a little Ewok putting a Rebel soldier helmet on. I was like, adorable.
I think they have
do
a
like,
chopper too.
yeah, I have the other chopper. I don't have the new one where he's kind of like, "Wah!" You can see he's like very frustrated. The one I have, it's like he's scratching his head, kind of winking, like, what? So,
Yeah.
oh yeah, and here's the other line. This is like the mini mysteries that Funko has with their Star Wars line.
But I mean, they gave us a Savage, a standalone Savage. I mean, we've got Sith Eyes Anakin, but with the red lightsaber versus the blue,
Mm-hmm.
which people have been wanting. I mean, look at Darth Maul looks sick too with his eyes. Same thing with
Yeah.
Grievous. I mean,
Look at the
gosh,
battle damaged Vader.
yeah,
That battle damaged Vader looks dope.
yeah.
Absolutely
Look at
dope.
those. I don't. Why are they so big?
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
cool. They are cool. I wonder if they'll do this in a larger size. I'm kind of curious.
yeah, because these look a little bit tiny
Yeah,
compared
they're like the
to
mini mystery size, I think.
yeah. I mean, they look a little bit smaller than these ones, but I mean,
Yeah.
they even posted this guy, which is almost to me a take on the retro Funko Pops.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
That
know. It's
comic book
definitely,
kind of graphic novel look to it, the way this.
yeah.
Yeah, they
I
are.
mean, it's definitely very interesting. I think Funko is gonna get a run for their money. I mean, obviously, there's still gonna be a cheaper option than these because these are pretty expensive, it seems, for one figure. But I mean, it's interesting that other contenders are entering the arena.
Yeah, and you know what I noticed? I wonder if anyone else has noticed this. So you know how we always get the bases on the Star Wars Funko Pops? They're like a glossy black, with the exception of
Mhm.
the Celebration ones. We had the chrome, right? Sometimes we get it where, like the Luke on Dagobah, where it's kind of like the swampy mud and the grass, whatever. Very few we get like that. But just noticing the Phantom Menace, at first I thought there's something odd off about them, but then I noticed it just kind of hit me. They're like a flat. They're not glossy. They're like a flat black. Like the finish on them is different. Even the Star Wars on the front seems slightly different from previous ones. When you look at them, take a look at that. Something I noticed in this latest wave is that the bases they do not have the same glossy black base as most of them. They're like a flat black plastic. I don't know. Could be
Interesting.
good, could be bad. I just thought that was something that seemed different. And I don't know if that's just for the wave or are they going to be doing this for um all of them going forward. I don't know. It's just something I thought was interesting.
I mean, I have, at least in the Lego community, I have seen that when they do the plaques for the UCS sets, a lot
Yeah,
of people complain when they're glossy because you get the fingerprints on them. They like them when they're matte because you don't really have as much of an issue as with that. So maybe that's what they're going for, is to
it
not
could be.
have the glossy.
It very
But
well could be.
I don't know. I think it's definitely very interesting. I don't know. Funko's changing it up a little bit, but I
And
mean,
yeah,
hopefully they have to
even the
keep up
Diamond
too.
Ahsoka has that same kind of base.
Oh, I didn't
So
know
that's why I was
that.
like, is it the newest wave? Is it a direction they're going? I don't know. I mean, my honest opinion would be give us that base, but allow us to remove them from the base.
I mean, the
For people
older
like me that like to
ones you
photograph
could.
them, what's that?
The older ones you could, and then they
Yeah,
changed it.
they change it and you can't now. I want to
Yeah.
go back to where you can take them off the base because I don't like to have to put it in boiling hot water to soften up and sit there and try to pry them off and hopefully not break the legs of the pop or something like that or the base even. Um, I've done it once and it was so hairy. The only other one that I did it to was Palpatine to get that off for the one I have on display.
Mhm.
Um, but I usually leave them on, and that's why I tend to, when I photograph, not focus on the full because I don't want to see it. So I usually have it in a way that I crop it out in frame in the camera frame. But that's something I'd like to see is where you could remove them from the base. It would be nice.
Yeah. I think that
There's
would
a
be cool.
need. There's a need.
Yeah. A niche need.
I just saw Pod Racing Palpatine's comment, Psycho 3PO and R2
Yeah.
about 000 and BT1. But yeah, those
Yeah.
those droids do have a following. They do.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that. I had no idea who they were, and I was informed that night. So I think
I
it's
think in
cool
one of
that
the
they're doing
comics, like the BT1, I thought it was BT1. He's literally got like the cable, and he's dragging a body to dump him into some lava pit. Like, get rid of somebody. Like, I was like, dude, these guys are brutal. But yeah,
it.
they're kind of cult classics within Star Wars, I guess.
Okay, cool. Well, we did have another phenomenal episode, in my opinion, of Bad Batch, the second to last one. So we could jump into our top five.
All right.
Magnificent, aren't they?
All right.
So,
So,
what were your thoughts? Let me know.
honest, I'll be brutally honest. I was
Do it.
excited and pissed all in one. Excited and pissed. Pissed because there's so many questions and story plot points that have not been answered. And we have one 25-minute episode left to end it all.
Max
Holy
25 minutes.
max 25. Holy snikey. Like, come on. Come
Yeah.
on. So that's where I get pissed. You're playing with my emotions. Like, did I find it good? Yeah, it was good, but like, get to the point.
Yeah.
You know, like there's so much, you know, planning and crashing and just like get to it. Like, trust me, we edit videos on a daily, weekly basis. I understand sometimes taking a 3-minute video, getting it down to less than 60 seconds. It's a real ball buster. I get it.
Yep.
But that episode needed to be and give us more. Like, I would have rather have it more action. You know, I didn't need the tease for the Zillow Beast right then and there. I mean, that was cool, but just get me to where I have most of my questions answered, and then we get to the end. Is there an epilogue at the end? Because you know, like Rebels did. Because if that's the case, well, there's at least 2-3 minutes of your episode going to your epilogue where they kind of like where Sabine talked about what happened to Ezra. And are they going to have that? I have no idea. I have my tissues ready. You know, I'll be honest. I've got my Star Wars tissue pack ready. So I don't know. I'm excited, and like I said, I enjoyed it, but I was a little upset. I mean, we still don't know anything about that the CX whatever or CT whatever. You know, the clone. No idea who he is, his identity. Is he going to end up being like a Marok? Like it wasn't important. You know, we all freak
like a red herring or something.
We all freak out and like, oh, it's got to be this guy. It's got to be this.
It's got to be
just do it just to bust our chops. I don't know. But I just think there's so much more going on, and my theory is, having rewatched Tales of the Jedi and Obi-Wan, knowing that it's really kind of path oriented, I really think we're gonna get that. I hope so. I hope so. And I hope maybe it spawns off a spinoff. That's my only hope. And I think so many of us are casually going, well, they're probably gonna, you know, get us to a point and there's gonna be a spinoff. There's more, but I can't count on it. You know, there's that's the thing that gets frustrating for us fans is we want more. We always want more, you know, and we're probably real pains in the butt to satisfy, but I don't know. Lex, what's your theory? Well, how did you feel about the episode first, and what's your thoughts going forward?
I mean, so to answer peak Obi-Wan, it's not officially confirmed, but there are several articles that have surfaced that are saying it's gonna be about 24 to 25 minutes, which kind of scares me based off where we left off. I think that's really my only gripe is that's the last, like next week, next Wednesday, that's the last episode we're getting a Bad Batch, period. So you're really wrapping and closing 3 seasons worth of buildup, you know, in 25 minutes. That seems a little crazy. I mean, it was big. They finally made it to Tantus. They now have the coordinates for Tantus that I have a feeling they're going to send out and people are going to come, you know, probably Rex and the boys, most likely. I thought Echo was interesting. I definitely think he made Emery feel bad. He was kind of like, you know, well, first I thought it was interesting that Emery recognized Echo,
him, right?
And then Echo kind of was like, well, you're a clone just like us. Like, how could you be doing this to our brothers? Like, you're literally a clone. And she was like, oh. And, you know, I think she's going to kind of be Echoes into the vault. But I did think the Zillow Beast was interesting. Do I think it needed to happen right then and there? No. But I think that is going to be pivotal for the finale. I think the kids are going to somehow let the Zillow Beast go, and that's going to be the crash of Tantus, because they're clearly torturing it. You know, it's pissed. I think it's going to rain hellfire down on Tantus. But I don't know. I thought the whole crash and then running away and then Rampart getting captured with that whole beast thing, cool introduction of a creature. Was that all necessary? No.
Is he captured? But now he's captured, right? Rampart looked like he got captured.
And if it is a 25-minute finale, are they gonna like spend minutes talking about Rampart getting captured? Like, is that gonna be a focal point? I really hope not. You know, there's so much to cover in 25 minutes. I mean, granted,
you can't waste a minute. You can't waste seconds. I mean you gotta
longer. We don't know, but from what we've been hearing and reading, it is. So I mean, I'm hoping it'll be longer, but I don't know. 25 minutes just seems like a very short time to kind of cover all of these loose ends that are still out there. So
Yeah,
I don't.
I don't know. I mean, I think they're gonna have an epilogue though. I think they're gonna kind of have kind of like Sabine at Rebels. I don't know. It just that's what irks me, I guess, because I wouldn't mind if they. To me, also the Zilla Beast was in Clone Wars, and it was it had an earlier piece in this. I really just I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not a huge fan of Zilla Beast. I always find those to be kind of be like if you ever watched the X Files, they used to have here's the story and here's Freak of the Week. Zilla Beast to me was Freak of the Week. Now it had a purpose. They had a great Freak of the Week purpose to then show you how they're utilizing it, and they kind of saw that kind of more in Clone Wars than you really did the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch, they just found that there's another Zilla Beast and that the Empire is doing something with it. But now we have it again, and all honesty, like, great. The Zilla Beast is the distraction for the escape, but like, really, like, I don't know. To me, it's just you're pulling from something that everyone kind of is like, oh, that was cool. But I don't know. I'd rather just see. I want to see the character develop. I want to see characters make sacrifices, make decisions that are heavy and hard, that will weigh on us emotionally more than I give a shit about a Zilla Beast breaking free and wreaking havoc. That's just me. I don't have 5 minutes to give a shit about that, knowing that this is the last episode. If you're going to do that, you should have had it in this previous episode. Instead of giving me that little thing, watch it, have it getting out and causing a ruckus and make that how you're ending so that you can get right to the goddamn point of the escape. And is she getting free? Are they freeing clones? Like, who's the cavalry? How quick are they getting there? There's so much. There's so much. I don't know, Lex. I don't know.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
got the article pulled up too.
yeah. So I mean, this is at least one of the ones that I was able to find, but it says the episode spans around 24 to 25 minutes. But I did see a funny comment. Well, I don't know if it's funny, but on Reddit saying that the finale should be 99 minutes.
Right?
And I
That would
was
be
like, that would be poetic, that would be cool. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot that still needs to be covered in this short span of time. And I don't know. It's either going to be super dramatic in like the first part, and then we'll get like an epilogue from maybe like Omega. Like that's the only person I could really see it being from. Like, oh, I lost my brothers. I'm now gone on a train with Ventress, and I'm on the path with Quinlan and things like that, but I just don't know what to expect. There's so much that can be done.
No idea. I
don't
love
know.
you, Filoni, but I'm so upset at you right now for one keeping us with such a cliffhanger at such a pivotal and literally series ending finale, to be like, oh my god, because I don't know what they can do to pull off like a season 2 Mandalorian, right? There's when you only have a very short time to get it done and wrap up the series, because when you did that in the Mandalorian, you had a season 3 already, in the works, right? So you knew you had something where, unless there is a spinoff, like a lot of fans are speculating, I don't know what to make of this. I don't know where we'll end up. They could just kill Omega. I mean, maybe she's just getting siphoned for her blood, and she's literally like a pin cushion, a clone pin cushion for the Emperor's usage. I'd hate to see that, but let's face it, it could happen. We have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I mean, people in the chat, let us know.
What do you guys
I'm
think,
so
chat?
like, there's so many possibilities running through my mind. The only one, I think I mentioned it last time, but the only one that I feel like I would be so stunned to see is literally like an Endgame type episode. Like everyone just shows up on Tantus, just going for it. Ventress, Rex, like maybe Wolf has his turnaround like at that moment, like, and everyone is just going at it, and it's like a huge battle. I think that would be crazy and would be a good way to kind of honor, like, if you're gonna kill the Bad Batch off, let it be in like a pretty dramatic battle.
Go down in Hellfire, right?
That would be fucking sick, right? But I don't know.
Definitely think Crosshair's gone. I think he's gone.
Yeah, I think something's gonna happen to all of them, honestly. I mean, even Omega, a lot of people are speculating like it would be dark of Disney to do, But
we got rid of Jin and Andor in Rogue One.
yeah,
Like, we got rid of everybody, the whole cast. The whole
I mean, that
cast.
could be, maybe that's what it'll be, is literally someone drops a bomb on Tantus and everyone's dead. Like,
Well, I was wondering, could the Death Star still be, or was Jeddah the first test? And I'm thinking, I guess Jeddah was the first test, but could they have an incomplete Death Star and let's just try a prototype test and let's focus on Tantus? I don't know. They could do that for all we know.
they
Maybe we're
had,
seeing.
there was that one ship, I always forget what it's called, but it was like black in the Clone Wars, and it had a huge cannon on the side of it, but I don't remember exactly what happened to it, but I know it like shot into planets and stuff. And
That was,
like
I think, when they're like trying.
yeah.
It was like mining or hitting the ore of the planet or something. I know what you're talking
Mhm.
about.
Yeah,
They could
like
do something
maybe
like
it could be that. I don't know. There's so many speculations I think that are floating around, so many ideas, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. I think this will be the one episode that I wake up at 3 o'clock for.
Really? I did that
I
one. I
I
don't think
can't have it spoiled for me. I don't know. Like, I think by the time I wake up, I always have to look at my phone and like go through Instagram. I mean, maybe I can just have some willpower next Wednesday and just nod and just whenever I get up, try to watch it. But I know it'll be spoiled for me if I don't like get on it soon.
yeah, I don't think I could do the 3 a.m. I now just don't watch all my friends' videos until later that afternoon until I watched it. I usually try to watch
Yeah.
it on my lunch break or something like that. Um, and I find, here's what I've been finding difficult about that. So I'm watching it during the daytime where the sun, like, high noon, 1 o'clock
It's
is like kind of
dark.
over my house. So it's hard to see those dark scenes on my television. So I end up having to rewatch it later at night anyway. But
Yeah.
at least I don't, by finally watching, I can watch everybody's videos and reviews on it. And I can't even look at Insta at anything or even go into our Fulcrum group, and because I'm always afraid of seeing a thumbnail or something like that, So
Yep.
yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. I'd love to be able to say I have the stamina to get up that early and go. No.
I mean, I'm gonna get up early because I'm gonna go. Well, I was gonna get up earlier than normal anyways because I was gonna try to get in line for the May 1st like Lego drops. So I mean, what's a
Oh,
few hours before, But
hey,
I
that's a
don't
way to
know.
get pumped for it. That's a great way to get
Yeah.
pumped for that.
So I think that might just be the move next Wednesday. I'll just be on like a little bit of a Star Wars bender, and we'll call it a day. You know.
Hey,
But I
that's
guess
good.
Yeah, but I guess what would your top 5 be from this episode? Not like we got terribly new characters or
No,
anything,
we
but
really didn't get anything.
yeah.
The only character I thought would be cool to see different as a pop, because everybody else is exactly the same, would be Echo in the stormtrooper outfit without the helmet and without the hand,
Yeah.
with the little would be cool. And maybe in the other hand, he's holding the hand that he puts on. I
Alright.
don't know.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That I thought would be, and to me, everybody else was exactly the same. So I really wasn't, I didn't find there was really anyone to do a top 5 that I've seen that we haven't already talked about. So that was the only one for me. How about you?
Yeah. I mean, we already had Rampart in the outfit. We talked about last time the boys being in really the blackout armor, just
Mhm.
kind of stripping away their identity. I mean, that creature I thought was interesting, but I thought isn't that like a similar one to what we saw like in one of the first few episodes when Omega was escaping?
There was something. I don't know if
Possibly.
it's the same beast. Originally I thought maybe that was that. It would have been cool. I thought it was going to be that tiger beast that we saw from Tales of Ahsoka, because the
Ah,
colors reminded me of it, but it's not. It's a different beast. But originally, I was, is that a full grown, But no, it's different. It's a different beast entirely. But it was cool. Again, neat. But we already knew if you're out of that perimeter, Rampart or not Rampart, uh,
Hemlock.
yes, Hemlock is not coming to save you, because he was like, should we send a security unit? Like, nope. He just hits the button, radio silence. Like, we don't need to worry about them anymore. They're dead. So
Yeah.
to me, it was unnecessary. We knew when the Bad Batch landed outside that it was going to be Harry. Again, I think Filoni and the team leaves us those breadcrumbs earlier so that you don't need to see it. you already know about it. So to have that, they could have been on the run from a beast or whatever. It wasn't necessary, but it was fun. But I just think, again, if we had more time, it was perfect. But knowing we have one more episode, it would have hit the editing floor in my
I
opinion.
mean, it was just such a long, drawn out scene too. Like, and then you have Rampart running off for like a minute or two, and then he trips and falls and fumbles, and he's captured. Like, there was just a lot of time I felt like was spent on that landing and then like moving scene. And they didn't even like they moved towards Tantus, but they didn't even make it to the base. So
No,
like, it just like it crushes me. I mean, Echo's inside clearly, but I don't know. I mean, I did think it was interesting though because I was watching it and I was like, "Is Echo about to put on his outfit?" And then he does, and I was like, "That's pretty dope." So I would like to see that as a pop. I think that would be cool. But I mean, other than that, like that and the Beast, there really wasn't anything like new.
no. And you know
It's the
what?
same
I don't even
character.
think they showed the Zillow Beast in a way that you saw the head or anything, right? You just
Yeah.
saw a piece, you saw the electric, and had you
Well,
not known or seen other stuff, right? Did you
I think
see a
I
head?
think you saw the head, like, initially, and then it was, like, the body, but it
Okay.
wasn't the full, like, length of the Zillow Beast,
Yes.
like,
All right.
you kinda just had to infer, but I have a feeling if you didn't watch Clone Wars or anything,
You
like,
wouldn't have known.
prior, you would have no idea what that thing is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know.
And
It's
yeah,
tough.
and there's the early episode of The Batch where they ran into that one on that planet too. So I don't know.
Yep.
Again, I think they do purposely put things in there for certain reasons. There's going to be reasoning behind it. No idea what this is going to be. I just don't want the freak of the week episode being tied into how the escape. Great. If it's a distraction, that's one thing, but it's not going to be like Ahsoka letting Maul out and getting a kick-ass hallway scene. So no matter what they do with the Zilla Beast, nothing's going to be as cool as a Darth Maul hallway scene, right? So distraction or not, that could be just said, or you could hear some screaming, and one of the characters be like, "Oh, the Zilla Beast got out." Great distraction, and boom, we're going about our business. This is a perfect opportunity. That's all I needed to hear. I don't need to spend any time with that. It matters nada to me.
But
Because
even
we know
then, I
what
think
they're
if it
trying to do with them, right? They're trying to
yeah.
figure out how to make the armor for it or use its power for the armor. So great. All right. So we know that there's all these things the Emperor and the Empire is doing. I don't really care I just want to see what happens to the Batch and Omega. That's at this point,
Yeah.
I'm so sucked into that story.
And I think it would just be tough too. Like if you do let the Zillow Beast out, it could kill them. Like it could kill some of the clones they're trying to rescue. Like it's not gonna care. It's not
No.
gonna be like, oh, these are the bad guys. I'm only gonna kill
These
them.
guys don't, they don't buzz me with the laser every few minutes.
Yeah. Like
No,
it's not
it'll
gonna
wreak
know.
havoc.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll
I
be
don't
tough.
know. I don't
We got
know.
Clan
Clan
Brandalorian in the chat.
Brandalorian.
Two goats. What's good? No, what's good with you? We're chilling. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're just at the point in the season too where any pivotal characters have been introduced. So it's tough with the top fives. I mean, there's so many
We've been
pops I
brutal
want.
on this episode too, going like, I can't believe they did this. We got one more. Like, it's just it. But you know what? If anything to the Star Wars franchise, it shows that there are impassioned fans like you, people in the chat here today, and others that are so excited and want so much more of or fell in love with these characters. Like, goddamn, we've been all hoping for Cody. We've been waiting to see.
Yeah.
We haven't heard any. I think with the Calvary return, we might get that. We might not. We find out who that secret trooper is. We might not. Like, he could be like, kind of like a Marok, like where we thought he could have been something cool, and he was on nothing. He was a night sister fart in the wind. It could be something so. Oh, he's just another clone. It could be something so disappointing. I I guess the real story is, how does this end? That's at the brass tacks of it. How will the series end? And will they leave us for a spinoff? I do believe that's inevitable. I do believe spinoff's inevitable.
I think the spinoff is definitely possible. It's just going to be with what characters, you know, like who's gonna be left
Who's left?
to do that with, you know? And they've teased Omega as force sensitive. I mean, Ventress didn't outright say it, but I mean, you know, somehow she is force sensitive. How is she force sensitive? I have no idea. But I also think that clone, I have seen some stuff that like, you know, the special clone is like the beginning phase of like a dark trooper. Like that's what leads up to the creation of the dark trooper.
Okay.
So I don't know, because well, at the one point when he like ends the call with Tarkin, he like looks down and opens the thing, and it kind of looks like a like very early model of a dark trooper. So people are speculating like maybe that's what, you know, built up, and you just needed a machine, not, you know, like a clone. But I don't know. It's still a loose tie. They spend a lot of time on that character or multiple characters in one. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I'm very nervous.
Very, very nervous. Very. But did we not get Dark Troopers already in this series? I thought we did.
We got them in Mando. I think that was really like it. I don't think there have been Dark Troopers in.
Well, I could have sworn there was something with Dark Troopers animated. And now I'm wondering, was it Rebels? I have this vision of like smoke and them walking through, their guns going, searching for, and I can't place what it is. It was animated too. So maybe it was a scene from Rebels or something. I'll have to look.
Yeah, someone said, is the Clone X division actually the Dark Trooper Phase 0? So, I don't know.
Maybe.
It's interesting.
But that's story for another time, folks. Right? Like, let's just focus on the batch, Omega, and see what happens. I know a lot of people are speculating, you know, Omega could be Rey's mom or this and that. I really don't want that connectivity. I don't want that. I would have much rather had her end up being, you know, smuggled to Tatooine or something like that. And I honestly would have loved for her to have been the female Tusken warrior that trained Boba Fett in the ways. To me, that would have been just like oh my God, he was right under his nose the whole time was his sister. He didn't even know, and she trained him. I don't know. That could have been cool. But again, maybe that's too nice, too clean, too, you know, connectivity, you know, like maybe there's something. I'm hoping that there's something way bigger, a way cooler story.
Yeah. I mean, he has made a lot of connections, and I feel like he's trying to sew into, like, kind of connect and mend the sequel trilogy, but I think having Omega be Rey's mom, that would kill me.
No, I don't think that would be good.
I would not. I mean, I've liked what he's done so far. It has made me like the sequels a little bit better. Now having a little bit more of an explanation about certain things, like the Emperor's cloning process and where that's coming from. Mm-hmm. But I think trying to connect Omega and Rey, I think that would
to me that's forcing storyline, and I think it goes against the grain of what Lucas and Disney has been trying to introduce. Because as a kid growing up with Star Wars, only a certain couple of people had the Force, right? And then as the story and years expanded, other people got it. And even more so in recent years, everybody seems to have the Force, right? And George always said the Force is in everybody. It's if you could have the ability to focus and train and learn how to use it. So I get that. I do understand that. But I feel that Omega wasn't just a thing of nature. She's not. She wasn't born. She was bred, hatched, if you will. So I feel that there was a purpose. And Nala Se was so. I was just rewatching an episode before getting on today, the first episode of this season, and Nala Se was very deliberate on getting rid of her records and her blood type. So, you know, there's something more to her story. I hope we see her as a strong female warrior in the future, and not just a warrior. Like, I think we've seen that in Ahsoka, and I think it would be nice to eventually see these two characters come up where they grew up at a time where they had to grow up in war, right? They literally had to become warriors at a young age. And what happens if one continues that warrior Jedi path and the other one chooses a different path? Not a bad path, but a path maybe on, I want to spend my time helping because in that episode 1, she was helping Batcher, to heal him. They're ready, just if he can't heal on his own, they're going to kill him. And you always see that she always has the compassion to save somebody else, whether it's Crosshair, Batcher, others in the story, sacrificing herself. How many times has she turned herself over to save the batch? At least 2 times that I can recall. So I could see her having a much cooler, pivotal, female-centric character in the Star Wars universe to give young girls something to love that's not, maybe it's not quite fleshed out to be a Jedi, but we're going to see the growing trend of that. I don't know, just another cool female character like that would be neat. Again, like when Ahsoka came about, we just had birth with my daughter. So to me, that's how, when I connect that to Clone Wars and everything, I think of my daughter. Like, I was so happy that we finally had a really cool female Jedi that we're going to follow and learn more and see her grow up, and to be Anakin's apprentice, his Padawan. Like, come on. Like, so I always thought of my daughter, like, and I wish she liked Star Wars more, because I always thought like that would be like the perfect character for her. I see so much of my daughter growing up, I associate to watching Ahsoka grow up, because it literally happened at that same time. And so to me, I'd love to see them do something like that with Omega. She's a character I don't think anyone thought that they would fall in love with. I don't think anyone thought really too much about her at first. They were all, of course, Bad Batch centric, the cool guys. But I don't know. I've got more questions than answers at the end of our episode, talking about what's going to happen at the end of the finale. So I don't know. I'm in limbo, and I'm sure I'm going to love and hate it at the same time. Like, I'll love it because I'm sure they'll do a great job wrapping it up. I think I'll be upset because it'll be stories that I haven't seen. I'll be excited again if they announce that her story continues in some other thing, or even if the clones have some story continuing. I don't know. How about you? What do you think? Would you be excited for a spinoff?
I think I would. I think depending on Wednesday and what characters we leave off with, I think a cool spinoff with maybe like Ventress going and collecting young Padawans and stuff with like Quinlan, I think that could be really cool. But I also think back, like with Ahsoka, a lot of people did not like her at the beginning. Oh, she's just this annoying little girl, blah blah. And I think that's what a lot of us felt about Omega, and a lot of us have really grown to love Ahsoka and Omega. So I think, not that I would really want her to become a Jedi, but I think she would have a very strong rebellion presence. Like, I think she would be the one that goes in and finds people and pulls them out and brings them over, and kind of like what she's in like one of the Battle Games,
like Maz Kanata, maybe, like, because I think there's hints that she had Force abilities but wasn't a Jedi.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's one thing for her to, like, we acknowledge she's Force sensitive. It wasn't actually said, but does she need to focus more and train to be a Jedi? No, like, I don't think that that's who Omega is, and I don't know how I would feel about that, but I'm open to it. I'm not going to complain, but I do think it's interesting that, we do have these characters that we've grown to love that a lot of people did not like in the beginning, and I definitely have a lot of questions that I think need to be answered, but I have full faith that the finale is going to be phenomenal. I think it's going to be great, and just got to be positive and optimistic about it,
Yeah, I do too. I think, and that's the one thing I'm glad that we have our platform here to talk about, because there's so much negative crap with Star Wars fans, Star Wars fandom, the fandom menace and all that. But at the end of the day, like, there's so many of us that truly enjoy Star Wars. And why do fans seem to like gatekeep or bitch and moan about against just having more or just enjoying it for what it is? Like, I always say, having grown up with only 3 movies for practically a lifetime, and then getting more content, I can't complain. It's just more content. Like maybe stories that I had in my head while playing my action figures are coming to fruition. Different, obviously differently than my imagination and play, but we're getting that. And I can never I'm so happy that we are getting more Star Wars. I did hear a rumor, and I say rumor, but I had watched Star Wars Theory, and he had an interview on with this very special guest, someone that has worked and is close with Lucas, claiming that he might be coming back into the fold for a live action project. So, if you want to get Star Wars fans united again, that would be a good solution. And I would think with this weekend coming up, Star Wars weekend coming up, Bob Iger having come back to the fold at Disney, and I think Bob was the one that made the deal with Lucas in the first place. I think Bob is a smart enough person to say, listen, we got to play some damage control. We had, Chapek and these guys they brought us in with, getting us with Disney Plus, but we got to figure we backed ourselves into a corner here with the biggest franchise, right? One of the biggest IPs, and we split the fandom in two. Like we ruined the revenue and the fandom of the Solo movie because we had The Last Jedi, which completely divided the fandom then and there, big time. And I think Iger's smart enough to know what moves need to be made, and if we brought someone like Lucas back in the fold, how that could kind of kind of temper the water a little bit, bring the love back, knowing that the creator himself, the grand architect of the Star Wars universe is coming back. That would be all. I don't think there could be any news that could top that. Really, there's nothing that could top. Like if you were divided, okay, you're going to shut up and you're going to be like, whoa, hold on, and you're going to think twice about making a comment because you want to see what Lucas pulls out of his hat. So there's that too. There is that, and maybe he's working on a live action with the Path and bringing Omega or something like that, because I could see him having that sensitivity. I really could see him having that sensitivity, because I think being a parent, which I know Filoni isn't, there's going to be some familiarity in feelings that you could pull from in real life to bring into the universe to help story build. And I think Lucas would nail that. Not to say Filoni couldn't, or, that because you have to be a parent, you couldn't write certain stuff. But I think when you are, there's certain things that parallel, and you can, like I said, when I had my daughters right around the same time, Clone Wars, the movie came out and we got introduced to Ahsoka. So I literally grew up, or had my daughter growing up watching this character grow, and we got to do that together. And I'd like to see something like that. So if Lucas comes back, that would be great. But is it just rumor? Was it something the guy just said and he's not 100% sure? Was it like, well, we talked about it? I don't know. But I don't know what's getting announced. I'm hoping this Star Wars weekend is going to be phenomenal, because we don't have a celebration right now, and we're waiting, and are you going to celebration? Are you going to try
it? I am going to try. Yes.
I so wish I could. I
think
can't for many reasons.
I think it's far enough out in advance that, by the time I start working, come like August, September, I'll have enough time to like put money aside. And it's, something I really want to do. I really want to go to a celebration. I've always really wanted to go to Japan. So I feel like it's like an easy opportunity
to
kind
for you. Yeah, trust me, I would love to too, because that is one of the places that my wife gives two craps about. Like she's like, when I was younger, I was in the martial arts and ninja and all that. So just got done watching Shogun. So I would be a kid in a candy store going to Japan, seeing that. Like I would love it. I would probably make plans to go see a kabuki theater. I would do all of it as much as I could. And I really love to go, but I think if I went, my wife would leave me. Because she would be like, wait, you're going to go to Japan, but we haven't gone to Italy. You know what I mean? We haven't taken a vacation with just the two of us to do something like that, but you're going to go alone. And so that's the major reason I can't go to Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll bring it back to the States in 26,
Yeah. When it's in the States, it's not a problem. But I've got,
Yeah.
my daughter's flying out to Virginia because she's going to go to Grand Assembly for Rainbow this year and stuff like that and enter the ritual competition. She's going to do the Super 7, do all 7 bow station with the colors of the rainbow, like the meaning behind all the colors. So it's a big deal for her. So all those things aside, I'd rather put the finances to those things, let them have those opportunities and those experiences. When it comes stateside, I'm not missing it. There no way in God's green earth am I missing it come stateside.
Yeah.
And I still want to see you guys. Like I still have yet to be able to hang out with the likes of you and Christopher. I'll be honest, when I saw 2 of our guests, Jimmy and Brandon, going and having lunch, it's like, God damn, that's cool.
I would love that.
Fun. We have such a great and I think tight-knit community. You guys have in 2 years' time have become some of my best and greatest friends, and I've just enjoyed it. And we have something coming up was it the 9th? I think we have something for one of our own friends and content creators. Coming up. He knows about it. So if he's watching this, he's not surprised. He knows it's coming up. I've actually got to make the thumbnail for it coming up soon. But I'm excited for that friend and his family with a young Padawan coming. So just seeing our group grow. I mean, we've had 2 marriages, a child on the way. It's pretty cool. The last 2 years have been very life-changing for all of us, and it's not just getting more subs and, getting, on the YouTube where I can now have, paid thing. It's been more than that. I think each of us have grown. I met you through this, Lex, and I've really enjoyed our connection. You are like my sister I didn't have. So I love that. I love what you bring to the table, and I just love watching you go out on your own when you're not sitting here talking all things Star Wars with us, So it's great to see everybody and where they're going, what they're doing. I don't know how you do it. I give you a lot of credit because you are, and I'm going to say this to anyone out in the crowd. If you have not paid attention to Jedi Lex, please, right now, stop us. Go to Jedi Lex, subscribe to that girl. This girl is not only busting her ass delivering great content, she is blowing up on other people's. Everybody's been trying to get a piece of Lex on their show because she's so entertaining and such a sweetheart. But not only that, she busts her butt creating content for the likes of us while she's still going to nursing school and doing all that, plus the practicals, being on the floor, on her feet all day, caring for others. You do a lot, Lex, and you might not hear the appreciation, but I appreciate you and what you do and the effort you make. Because trust me, if I was you're that right age that you could do it. If you tried to do all that at my age, you'd be like, I'm spent. You would have been like me today. I took a nap until 5 o'clock because I was so beat, and all I did was go out with the family, have breakfast. But we were just running through the ringer. So I really appreciate the friends and your friendship and all the effort you give. I don't think people understand sometimes. We're not making buku cash, quitting our jobs and being YouTubers all the time. We're just doing it because we love it. We love our community. We love our fans. And I just love you. You're one of my besties. You're one of my besties now. And I truly enjoy having you be a part of our show and be a part of my life and in the community. So people, I'm telling you, this is salt of the earth right here when you have someone like Jedi Lex out there kicking ass. And if you happen to be in her area in Florida, I wouldn't want anyone else to care for me but her. So if I ever got hurt and I was in Florida, I don't care where I am. Ship me the Jedi Lex. Take an ambulance to you because you're salt of the earth, hon. I really appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone. I mean, I think doing this and finally putting myself out there was one of the best decisions that I've ever made. And anyone that I see comment or, things like that, oh, well, I don't know how to do this. I don't know if I want to. Just do it. It was the best thing I ever did. You're it's gonna start out, it's gonna be tough. You're gonna be like, "What am I doing?" It's your first
Feel
video,
awkward.
it's gonna suck, like, it just but you have to do it. I've met so many wonderful people, I've grown so much, I've seen others grow so much, not even just subs and likes and things like that, but just my network, the people I know, like,
Yeah.
I haven't even met half of you guys in person, and I feel like I could have some of the deepest conversations with you guys, and it's just been a phenomenal experience, and even when I do finally meet some people in person at conventions, I feel like I've known them for years of my life because I have
Right.
at this point, it's been like a year and a half or so since I started YouTube, and it's just been phenomenal to expand, like, my network and to meet people, and everyone has been so caring and open and supportive, and I think that that's the best part of this community is the fact that everyone supports everyone for the most part,
Everybody. Yeah. We push each
but
other. We
yeah.
push each other, encourage each other. I'm the same as you. I would not be on here if it wasn't for Christopher from Seriously Star Wars. I would not.
Yeah.
I just was create my images and post them. I don't know if I reached out to him, he reached out to me, but somehow that all happened. And here we are today, well over a year later, doing the podcast, let alone
Yeah.
having my individual channels doing more than just post a picture and that's it. Um, I, I'm again a guy that likes to be behind the camera. So to be on camera was completely like a original no go. Like, I don't want to do that. No, there's no need. Like, I just do pictures. That's just me. But I've enjoyed it. I'm not one to really be in front of a camera. I no to be animated and have fun chatting with my friends or chopping it up with my cohorts in crime. Um, but to do it on camera and to um have a channel. If you asked me 2 years ago, are you gonna have you? No, why would I do that? Like, but it just it happened, and I definitely say anyone use your phone, get it out there,
Yeah.
start recording. If there's something that you're passionate about, it doesn't even have to be if anything you're passionate about. If you find a niche, you could have a niche out there on YouTube and social media and just do it. But just put your best efforts forward and knock it out of the park because I think the rewards are way, way better than subscribers. I have truly great friends that encourage me every step of the way. Um, I've enjoyed this whole adventure, and truly, at 52-year-old, this is an adventure. I would never
Yeah.
have thought about this as something that I'd want to do on a weekly basis, or I feel that each day there's something I do to the channel, whether it's for this, for my own. But it's great, and I've enjoyed meeting all of our friends this way. So, if anything, thank you, folks, for being in the
Yeah.
chat, being part of the community. Um, we enjoy having you here weekly. We miss having our buddy Christopher here this week. That's usually something that he's always got some good tales or something to tell us. So hopefully he's going to give us some good Edmonton videos coming up here, right?
I'm sure of it. And Stacy, I am very proud of you. I think Patrick can say the same. Putting your first video out there, it's tough and it is only going to get better. It's only going to go up from here. I'm going to make sure after this, I go check out your video, give it a like, a sub, and, just keep doing what you love. It'll only get better. You're only going to grow. And I think that, as heartwarming as everything has been, I think that'll be it for today's video or podcast, really. So, Patrick, when you are not here with me and typically Chris, where can people find you? Do you have any May 4th plans? What's going on?
All right. So I do have a lot going on that day, May 4th. So
Yeah.
I have at my Masonic Lodge, because we're a lot alike, right? Our brotherhood. I have a lot of Star Wars nerds in that group, not just from my lodge, but other lodges in the state. And we're having a Star Wars movie marathon. So we're
Ah,
going to show one movie from each of the trilogy. And I said I have an Audible ready. We can instantly go to Tales of the Empire if anyone even suggests it. I'm ready to go. So we have that ready. I think my friend's going to bring his R2 unit because he's one of those droid builder, so he's going to bring that. We're going to have a pinata and kind of make you look like Kanan for a little bit and swing a lightsaber to hit the pinata. Some snacks, just some fun stuff. Some blue milk. So I bought blue milk, but we might even try to make our own blue milk and see how good
That
we
would be
get.
cool.
And there's chemistry behind it, because my wife was explaining we can't put vanilla because it's got this and the alcohol might break down the milk, but if you use this, and I was, oh, okay. So we might have some blue milk there. But just having some fun. There's so much going on. I think I'm going to go see on the 3rd or 4th. I'll probably go to see the Phantom Menace, so I can spend the entire day. I think my kids have a play that day. They have their musical that day, but I'm going on Sunday. So my wife is going on Saturday because I'm running this event. So it should be fun. But when I'm not doing that, because not every weekend's a Star Wars themed Star Wars Day weekend, but I'm on my own channel, Poptography. And if you look on all the social medias, it's Poptography YT. But basically on my YouTube channel, I do Star Wars Funko Pops. I do unboxings and toy hunts that you can check out. I have some cool new stuff that we picked up here. Phantom Menace theme coming out this week. Another image from something I recently had as a what's in a box. So stay tuned for that. I can't think of really anything else really too pressing. So when you're not here with me, Lex and Christopher, or our guest chopping it up about all things Star Wars, where can people find you?
Well, when I'm not here with you guys, I'm on my own channel. I think I'm on every social media platform at the moment, minus Threads, Jedi.lex or _Lex, and kind of just do everything and all things Star Wars. I spent a decent part of the day today planning out some of my videos that'll be dropping the next few days. I've got some exciting stuff, trying to cram in some May 4th holiday, my favorite holiday celebration, because my sister's graduating on the 4th, so that kind of kills my day, but I'm very proud of her. It's a big deal. So
We're going to go see
it is. So we're going to go see the Phantom Menace on the 3rd. On the 1st, I'm going to go to the Lego store. So got some stuff planned. Maybe it'll be a bigger Revenge of the 5th year than a May the 4th year. But that's all that I've got. But we appreciate everyone joining us live and in the chat or wherever you find your favorite podcast. And I think we will post about next week's episode. It may be on the 5th. We will let you guys know and get you some information out shortly. But thank you guys so much for joining us, and may the Force be with you.
Yeah, may the 4th be with you, folks.
Bye, guys.